We're gonna start off immediately. Yes, the recording is on. Welcome everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are in Nigeria, in Africa, in Europe. Gerard is here. Is Gerard part of this class? No, Gerard is not part of the class. People should learn not to come late to classes. It doesn't tell good of them. Hello, Gerard.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes. Is this not your class? If I could remember, is this not your batch?
Batch 3?
Are you in batch three? Are you in batch three, Gerard? Hello? I think he's on mute. I can't hear him again. I can't hear him again. So Gerard, log out and log in again. I think your network is frozen. We can't hear you. Used for his exams.
Okay. Because I'm still working on the ones I got from the LinkedIn class.
Okay,
Those
okay,
ones. But I know the ISC2 site has another material that I think available for 180 days or so.
hmm hmm So you
Yeah, though
don't,
I've not opened
as
that
long
one.
as you could, the voucher doesn't expire unless you take the exam. So take your time, ensure you have
Mm,
enough knowledge, then feel comfortable
mm,
enough to now, you know, go ahead with it. So,
okay. Okay, no problem.
okay, let's go ahead now. Okay, so straight into the practicals. What you need setting up your home lab is your first of all you will need a source of the internet, whether it's your Wi-Fi or your router, or even if you're using one of your phone as hotspot. So you need a source for the internet, a gateway first. Then after the gateway, you now connect your laptop and your phones and your entire network. You connect them up all together into that same um, Wi-Fi or setup. So when you connect them together, there's a way to know that all of them are in sync with each other. For example, let me check whether this is gonna work. Mm, oh, okay. Are you people seeing what I'm marking? I'm trying to mark something, but I can't see it. It's all right. Now, the you could see my Spectranet, right?
Connection, SpectraNet, and Kali Linux virus, two different.
Okay. Now, this let's start with the router. I'm going to zoom in so you will see the IP address. You could see the IP address, right? 192.
168.8.1.
Good. Now, this is where we are starting. This address is like I'm going to use a layman's language to make it faster for you to understand the whole concept faster. This IP address is an estate address. Estate as per your building, your estate where you live. Estate, your estate, or your street. This is like Adeni estate. So Adeni, this is your estate. Let's take an example that this is your estate, okay? And this is the address of your estate. If there are 10 buildings inside those your estates, I want you to name them, number them from 1 to 10. Building number 1, we have a number, right? Likewise, building number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 to number 10. In this instance now, the network is taking number 1. Your router is taking address number 1. Number 0 and the last number is reserved specifically for broadcasting. Number 0 and the last. In IP addressing, the last, there are 2 addresses that are kept reserved. They are not assigned to devices. 192.168.8 is the street address number, the estate address number. Then the variables 1, 2, 3, 4 are the ones that are being assigned to devices. So if you have 10 devices connected to your SpectraNet or your internet, all of them will have 192.168.8 then dot their own address. Understood?
Yes.
Yes. Very well.
Okay. So now this is the address of the internet or the internet gateway will always, most times, be 1. On default, is always number 1. Meanwhile, you already know that computer does not start counting by number 1. It starts from 0.
From 0.
So 0 and the last number has been kept unassigned to devices. The reason why they are unassigned is what you will find out as classwork 1. Why? Get your pen and your paper to write it down so you won't forget it. Okay, let me write it down. I'll also paste it on the group. Assignment number 1. Why are 2 addresses kept unassigned in the IP address network? There are 2 addresses that are left unassigned. You're going to find out why they are left unassigned and what they are used for. So, number 1 is being taken up by the internet. Now, look carefully on this Kali Linux virus network details. That's the name of my internet. That's what I named it. So you can actually name your network anything you want to name it. Your Wi-Fi network. You understand? I will need to be hearing your responses. If your environment is not noisy, kindly unmute so we could follow.
Okay.
Okay, so now watch the address of my phone. This is my first phone. I have how many devices? I have like 6 devices. So this is my phone. Now, you see the address of the phone.
Okay.
This 80 you are saying is part of the what's it called? It's part of the IP version 6 address. Like it's part of the secondary address. The main address starts from 1. Let me show you. 192. 192. The main address of the phone starts from 192. Let me take it up to where I captured the full address of the phone. Okay. Now the address of the phone is
192.168.8.101.
192.168.8.101 exactly. So, and it is the internet or your Wi-Fi or your router. It is your router that assigns these addresses to the devices. So that's why I say that it's like the estate. Now, when you come in, when you pack into the estate will allocate a number to you. They tell you you are
Mm-hmm.
house number 31. You are house. So any device that comes inside your network, your router will automatically assign an address to it, which follows the normal address of the estate. So in this time around, our estate address is 192.168.8.
Yes.
Then the last octet, which is the last part, is where every other person collects their own address. So in the IP address range, that last octet, especially when you are in a private network, what you are setting up now is a private network because it's not in the public space. It's in the it's your
Mm.
private, it's your home something, it's your private network. So far as you are here in your private network, the last octet will always use to give to
Very well.
you. Okay.
So I don't know. You were saying the first and the last numbers are not usually given.
Mhm.
How do you determine what the last number will be?
Okay. These octaves they have default numbers. So the total each one of these octave can take is 255.
55. Okay, yeah.
255. So each of them, like this one that is right, this first one that is 80,192.
101.
Yeah, the total each octet can take is 255.
So 0 and 255 is not unassigned.
Yes, exactly. 0 and 255 is unassigned for a device. So in any of these octets, in any of the octets, so the remaining ones are left for devices to be used. Adeneyi, you were saying something?
No, no, I'm not.
Okay, it's all right. So yeah, any other questions?
Oh, continue.
Yeah. Then on your private time, just find time and read up IP addressing on a lighter scale. Read up at least so that you have foundational knowledge of IP addressing.
Knowledge.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt and it will help you as you go ahead. You just read it up so that you understand this octet and IP addressing. There's classes. This is a class C. You will now find out when a network is in under class A, class B, and class C. Okay, let's move up a bit. Now, the step two will be after you've connected your devices. The step two will be to find the IP address of your router. If you are still unsure of the IP address of your router, you can now, literally go to your machine to find out which network IP address, the IP address that the network has given to it, and also the address of that machine. Now, bear in mind that the host, which is your normal system, is also connected to the internet. Now, inside your normal system, your host, which is the Windows, you now have a machine inside it powered by the VM. That one too is also connected to the internet. So you are having two machines, two devices in your laptop. Do you get it?
Yeah, I do.
So why I'm saying this is so that you will not get confused when you search your network and you find out, why is there five devices? Meanwhile, I only have four devices here. Don't forget that your Windows, your normal laptop, also is connected to the internet, so it has its own address too. So we are going to find that now. And you see the picture I posted on WhatsApp? I posted a picture on WhatsApp a few minutes ago before we started the class.
Sorry, I'm just seeing it now. Though.
Okay. You could open it if you're not busy with your phone. It says address device connected, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then on the address, it listed out all the IP addresses on my device. Then these other spaces are for the devices that have all those addresses. Now, why I made this table is because I found out that at any time when I restart my device, sometimes it swaps the addressing of these devices. What I mean is, number one is always steady, which is Spectranet, the router. It takes number one. If you're looking at that picture, what is number two?
Number two is Redmi
Redmi. Yeah, my Redmi phone. What's the address?
192.168.8.100.
Good. Then the third one is Samsung, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Then the fourth one is Windows. This is that Windows. So you will not forget that your Windows is still part of the network, even though you are inside your virtual machine, which is the Kali network. And number fifth is Kali, which is the Kali machine, the Kali Linux. The number six should be my wife's phone. She's not around now. If she comes back, her phone gets automatically connected to the network. Then she gets an IP addressing. So when I restart the device, before I start practicing, I check to be sure which of the devices are in which of them. So most times I find out that they swap it. Maybe the Redmi will now go to 103 and the Samsung will go to Redmi own, or the Windows will take up another number. So ensure to keep this um, data. That's why I send it to the group so that you guys will emulate it. Keep it and use it to populate your devices and your addresses. So part of your classwork is you give me, everybody should submit this data of their own internet device, of their own home network. Do you get me?
Please, can you come again, please?
What I mean is this tabular sheets that I posted on the WhatsApp, I use it to keep track of my home network and the devices that are connected to my network. By the end of this class, you should already know how to find out all the devices connected to your network. So emulate this table, design it the same way I designed mine, and list out all the addresses that you found on your network. Then, at any time you want to come and practice, you also check which devices have been assigned to any of these addresses, because most times it might change. That's what I want to see by next week. That's the second assignment. You're going to show the what's it called? You're going to show the this of your own network. Are you guys with me?
Yes, I am.
Are you sleeping? Adeni, were you hearing those snoring noise? Oh,
What is
It
probably
dozed off a
tired.
little.
okay. Please, if you're sleeping, just mute yourself so you won't be giving us. But I wonder why you should be sleeping. Nobody should sleep in the class. It's very important.
I won't sleep again.
He said he won't sleep again. It's all right, man. I understand. We'll soon end so that you go rest. So now, what we're going to do now is go into my VM so that we're going to find out the devices that are connected to my home network, and we are going to match with that sheet that you have that I posted on WhatsApp. We are going to match it with what I have here to see whether they are correct. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, so first of all, step 2 says find the IP address of the router or the IP address range, then run this command. You will get a response like this. So when you run sudo IPA, it will give you the address of your system and possibly the network it's been connected to. Now, the result of the address comes in 192.168.x.x. So explaining that the first X is the IP address range family and the last X is your unique address for your device. So that's just a little meaning about it. So let's go in to the place. Stop sharing. Mhm. So so I'm going to be sharing my Linux now. Kali Linux now.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So let me log in. Okay. So here we are. First of all, what you could do is to find out details about your system or the network it has. You can run ifconfig, ifconfig. When you run ifconfig, you send it. It gives you first. This is Ethernet connection. Your internet address of this device is 104. So from that sheet we have on WhatsApp, check which device has 104.
Kali.
Exactly. So this is it. Kali has 104. Now, having found that Kali has 104, that means if we want to talk to this device specifically, we should use this particular address 192.168.8.104.
That's one more.
Okay. Let's check normal Windows. Let's check the address of the normal Windows. Let's see which of the address it has taken. Oh, can you see it? Okay, let me swap the, the change. Window, normal Windows. So this is my normal Windows. This one you can even run this check um, before you install your Kali. So here to find out the details of your system here, who knows what you're going to use?
Sudo IP.
Okay, yes, sudo. I'm already in the administrator mode. So if you're not in administrator mode, you use sudo IP config. But I'm going to go straight to the code because the command because I'm already on administrator mode. So I'll use IP config. The Kali one is if config. Meanwhile, the Windows is IP config.
IP config. Okay.
Yes, yeah. You when I enter it. It will start giving us the address and basically everything about our system. Now, as it's reading, we're going to be analyzing it slowly so that we will get uh, the result we are looking for. Windows normally gives a lot. It checks the whole internet, everything. Okay, it has finished. Let's start from beginning. Just few pointers we want to list out. This is the address of the machine, the Windows machine itself, without the internet. 192.168.56.1. You could see it, right?
Yeah.
Here. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the address of this machine, of this machine using the Ethernet. But using our Wi-Fi, it gave it 102. You see, wireless, this is wireless LAN adapter. As this device is connected to the internet through the router, look at the device. So check that sheet we have on WhatsApp. Which one of it is on 102?
102 is webnet, huh?
102 is what?
Windows.
Windows. Okay. Windows. Good.
Yeah.
That means they've not changed it, they've not swapped it. So, and you see that they are following the same address pattern, like address range. They are not missing the address. We have 192.168.8, then 102 for Windows, 104 for Kali. You understand that, right? So let's go back
Yes.
to our Kali and finish our stuff. We have just one more command or two commands to look at before we wrap up for the day. Okay, so we're here. So now we've established that all our devices are connected in the same network and in our home network. You now know that when you are doing your own sheet, you use that sheet pattern I told you guys to do to always keep track of the devices, which one is on which particular address at a point in time. You might assume that Kali is in 104. Meanwhile, your network, when you restart your network, it moves to 100 or 102, and you'll be targeting the wrong machine or you'll be speaking to the wrong devices. So that is one of the reasons why you need to keep it that way to ensure that you keep track. Okay, the next command we are going to do now is to find out. We are going to tell the Kali machine to give us the total number of all the devices that are connected in the router. Yes, we've seen Windows and we've seen Kali, but let's see whether it will be able to capture the phones and every other thing, or even if for you to know who else is tapping your network. Hope you know that somebody can be inside your network and you won't know, and the person will be using your data and you will not know that somebody is in your network. So the command for that is nmap nsn, I think. Then this nmap nsn will talk specifically for the entire network. What we want to do is to scan that network that the the router has given us, because it's the router that is giving us all these devices, all their addresses. So we're going to scan the network to know if there are any other devices there. And you will see the command for the 192.168.8. This is the main family address. Now, instead of putting dot any device, maybe dot 104, we are going to put dot 0. Can anyone guess why we are using 0? Any idea?
So that it will bring everything that is under the family. So that it
Yes,
will specify about one network.
exactly. So 0 is used for broadcasting. If I want to talk to every device that is connected to my network, I will use 0. So that's the job of 0. Then also the last address is specifically used for another thing. When we get to that point, you will still know. But in this point now, why we need to talk to all the devices that are connected in our network, 0 is called the first address, which is 0, is called the broadcasting address. Broadcasting address is at once. It's just like in a group, you want to message everybody. You just send a message to the group, and everybody will receive it, right? Instead of going individually into the person's DM, you just send it to the group. So the community group is 0. 0 speaks to everyone. Now, while you're going through IP address class, there's something called classes, like I mentioned before. This particular type of address, 192.168.8, is a class C address. Why is it a class C address? Assignment number 3. What are class C addresses in IP addressing? That's your number 3 assignment. You find out what are class C addresses. By finding out what are class C addresses, inside there, you will now read about class A, class B, then class C, then class D, depending on how your level of concentration will get to. But now we are going to use slash 24. Slash 24 means we only have digits in 1, 2, 3, 3 of the octaves. The remaining one is left empty. Is assuming to be unassigned in this search. So is a class C. We are
I didn't get that.
hello.
I didn't get that part. The network was shaky.
Speak up a bit. I can't hear you.
The network is shaky. I didn't get the last part.
Okay, sorry.
You said something about
I didn't get you too. But I said that slash 24 means that it is class C. And being class C, we have 3 of the octaves filled or occupied, remaining 0, remaining 1 of the octave. Assuming we have 192.168.0.0, it will reduce to slash 16. If we have 192.0.0.0, it will go to slash 8. So if we have 192.0.0, meaning that it's only the first octave, which is that 192 side, that is occupied, class A. Class B is when you have the next octave still occupied. That means 192.168, then the remaining 00. Then class C is 192.168.8, leaving the last 0, which is 24. Do you understand the small explanation I did now? Yes. So when you're going through learning about IP addresses, you will connect it. Gerard, I hope you're not sleeping.
No, the network is just.
Okay, it's all right. You can stay mute, but just make sure that you're with us. Yeah. So now When we send this command, it will give us all the details of all the networks that are inside here. Hmm. I'm going to send it, enter. Good. So the first one is, they said starting nmap 7.6, it tells you the version, then the date and the time of this test. This nmap scan network reports for 8.1. 8.1 is, who can tell me what 8.1 is? The address of 8.1, 192.168.8.1. Yes, that's our router. Now, it brings up, it tells us that the host is up at 0.00454 latency. That means it's on. Then this is the MAC address. This is the MAC address of the router. If I check SpectraNet's addressing or their device manufacturing now, you'll find out that it matches this. It matches this. Okay? Now, the second device that it got, Nmap scan report for 192.101. Now, from that sheet you have 101 is which device? Let me check. Samsung. Okay, that's my second phone. And you see, it gave the MAC address also, but it didn't show out the name of the. It should have showed out maybe Samsung, or most times it can show the operating systems that it's running on. Now there are places where you can still look up MAC addresses and to know um, their their makeups, and it is, let's divert a little bit. Let me check this MAC address to see whether it will match my router's SpectraNet machine. So let's do let's this is an additional what's it called, PEC, for those of you that are in class today. Let's look up that address, know what it is. Assume that we don't know that it is the router, and we want to find out what address, what device has that address. So let's check first virus total. Virustotal.com. Come out, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. It's coming up. I hope my network has not dropped. Can you still hear my voice? Can anyone hear my voice? Okay. I'm thinking whether my network has dropped. Okay, I think we are back up. What about my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now we're going to check that device address, and we're going to paste that MAC address there. Hmm.
Can see the screen again.
Okay. That's what I suspected because I don't know. Give me a minute. So this is how to find um, the Wi-Fi address or the network that your Wi-Fi is being connected to. If you're using an Android, you go to the settings of your Wi-Fi, then automatically you will see the network that your phone is connected to. So I'm going to connect my Wi-Fi to my device now. So you see it's restarting. Okay, it's up. This is the Wi-Fi that my or the router that my phone is connected to. Kali Linux virus. Okay, that's the name I gave to mine. You could give yours anything. So when you click on it, it will give you the details of the Wi-Fi, where the is coming from. For example, you see it's connected, status is connected, and shows you that it's Wi-Fi for technology. Oh, it's gone out. Okay, it's back again. Then the signal strength, the connection speed, the security, and more the IP address, and it first gives the version 6, then the version 4 follows 192.168.8.100, which matches the document we shared in the group, and also what we saw from the Kali machine right now as we are checking up the devices that are on the network. So then below it gives you the subnet max. Someone was asking, how do you know that an IP address, the total number of addresses in an IP in an octet? So this is an eye opener. You see, 255 is the highest an octet could take. So we have 255.255.255.0, and that is why we had that slash 24, which shows that this address is an IP address, is a class C address. So when you're reading up, when you're doing your classwork on class IP address classes, you should be able to connect the dot. So we use slash C slash 0, sorry, for the communication. 0 is the broadcast. I told you guys that two addresses out of this 255 in any octave is being reserved. The first one, which is 0, is reserved as a broadcasting address. Whatever message we send from 0 gets to all the devices that are in that network. The last address, what it's used for, you're going to find it out on your IP address classwork. So we use 0, which is the broadcast address, slash, we use a 192.168.8.0 slash 24. Okay, just like you can see here, to bring out all the list of devices on the network. You understand? So that is it. If you're using an Android, this is how to find out. Then we are about to check the MAC address of the router to know whether what we have on the Kali machine here, the details we have here, corresponds with the actual device that is on ground. And before our system crashed, but we will start on that next week, and we'll also go into ports, going into enumerating some ports and details about ports. So get yourself busy within the week. Set up all your machines, the VM, download your VM, install your Kali machine, Kali Linux machine inside it, and don't forget uh, to prepare the table that I shared with you guys on the group. The table is very, very important so that you use it to know and to correspond with the devices and the IP addresses whenever you're doing your network enumeration, so that you will be able to be speaking to the particular device you want. Don't always assume that a device is on a particular IP address. It might shift, it might get scrambled, just like my router does anyway. So, but to be double sure,
you will always run your scan to get to know instantaneously which devices are connected to which of the addresses, and that will be that. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to be seeing you next week. Within the week, if you have any issues, challenge, or anything you want to sort out, always drop it on the group, and I will be more than glad to assist and help you guys. Thank you very much. My name is Mr. Brian once again, and I'm your lead instructor for this program. Bye bye.